On December 25th, you released a new mixtape entitled Freedom in the Mix. If people want to listen to it, where can they go?
They can go on YouTube and type in Elikya Ngoma. That's Elikya space Ngoma. It may also say Br.A.very, Br.A.very. Same thing for SoundCloud and Bandcamp. And just type in either Elikya Ngoma or Freedom in the Mix on one of those three platforms, and you will be able to listen to it.
What's the meaning of the title?
It holds a few meanings. One of the meanings is that each song actually has a speech in it. So that is the freedom that is included into the mix. Another meaning that it has is that when you listen to the entire album, no two songs are the same genre. There's one that's gospel, there's one that's folklore, there's one that's rabodai, there's kompa, there's soca. And the third meaning is that even within each song, I am playing with different genres. So that is to say, the folklore one has sounds of like Catholic, what they call liturgical music. I'm mixing that up together. Or the soca one has dancehall in it. The Afro beats has soca in it. I just took the freedom to really mix different Black genres together, and of course putting the words of freedom in them so that any African can hear any one of those songs and find themselves in it.
You can pray until you faint, but if you don't get up and try to do something, God is not going to put it in your lap. And there's no need of running and no need of saying, honey, I'm not going to get in the mess. Because if you were born in America with a black face, you're born in the mess.
Giving Goma some.
Get up and do something. Do something. Do something. And there's no need of running and no need of saying, honey, I'm not going to get in the mess. Because if you were born in America with a black face, you're born in the mess.
Freedom in the Mix is without a doubt a musical expression of African internationalism. One of the forms you use is kompa music. What is kompa?
Kompa is currently what you would say the pop music or the most popular music of IET, but it is not the only music that we have there. The genre is 65 years old, and It was created in Haiti by Nemo Jean-Baptiste. And that genre actually does not get spoken about many when you talk about music in the Caribbean. However, it has influenced almost every genre that exists in the Caribbean today. From compa, you get what is known as zouk, and now back on the continent, you are seeing a wave called kizomba that's coming out that is from compa as well. Compa has influenced a music genre compa has influenced a music genre called cadence, which cadence is one of the musical influences of soca music. Compa, is really just a festive music, a dance music, but oftentimes with political text on it. And that's actually common throughout other genres that you find in Haiti as well. But in short, to say it is currently the most popular genre in Haiti. It's how a lot of people identify us if they do know us in our culture. Compa is usually what comes to mind. And so I just wanted to bring that, to the center.
As you mentioned, compa, also zouk, kizomba are sweeping through the continent, and it's common for these musics to be played with other African artists from places like the Congo and other French-speaking places on the continent. I remember, basically putting together a party where we were playing compa, and there was artists that were like Lingala artists as well. And I think it's really dope how, right now Afrobeat has been blowing up around the world, and it really highlights artists from around the continent who speak a vast array of languages. But it's really dope because it's still, uniting Africans through culture. And it's good to see that happening, as African culture is growing and uniting, as African resistance is increasing on the globe as well. On track 6 of Freedom in the Mix, you state, "Do not tell me Haiti is poor if you do not tell me why Haiti is poor." Can you tell us what you mean by this?
Yes. That song, actually, the genre for that song is actually compa. So that is the compa song on the album. And the title of that song is Pas di Haiti Pauvre. And it's a part of a longer presentation I was making for the African People's Socialist Party, where I was talking about the war of ideas. And so I was given an example of saying how the media puts ideas in people's head, even in the way they report news. And when they talk about Haiti, even if they want to say that an earthquake happened and we lost X amount of people, they have to say Haiti, the poorest country in the Western Hemisphere, has had an earthquake, and because they're the poorest country in the Western Hemisphere, this many people have died. That's how they would report it. And so I'm saying that don't tell me Haiti is poor if you don't tell me why Haiti is poor. And they're not going to tell you that Haiti is poor because of the embargo that I mentioned earlier. They're not going to tell you that Haiti is poor because of the ban that white power imperialists have formed to keep Haiti impoverished. They're not going to tell you that Haiti is poor because they have people in the Haitian government that is working with them to help them steal the resources from Haiti. Because if they do that, then they have to admit that the role that they play in it. But they will just tell you that Haiti is poor as if it's something that just existed out of nowhere. So that's what that song is saying.
Ici, n'importe le a parlé d'Haïti. Mot pour mot, yo dit Haiti, the poorest country in the Western Hemisphere. Haïti, pays qui pi pauvre dans l'Amérique. Ça son l'autre gens yo kan dit tout, right? The poorest country in the Americas.
Giving God some.
By rapport de yon cyclone ou bien un tremblement de terre qui passe à Haïti, faut yo di, oh, nous perdit tel combien moun parce que c'est pays qui pi pauvre dans l'Amérique. Right? Mais faut penser, pour qui ça yo dit ça chaque fois? yo pa jam manke dil. Gen yon plan, se yon ide yap mette nan ou, nan moun kap resevwa informasyon sa. Baby, make compa.
You are listening to the People's War radio show, produced by WBPU Black Power 96.3 FM in St. Petersburg, Florida. Our guest today is Elikya Ngoma.